Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Miss Honey, of course. Listen, I did a live earlier today where I talked way too much, but I had so much fun. I enjoyed it. Next live that I do, I hope to see you all there. And hopefully, I won't be preoccupied doing other stuff and I can read the chat as the chat goes along. But basically, I just put on a little makeup um, and chit chatted with everybody. So turn on your notifications just in case I drop a video or do a live. You want to be there for that, especially if you're locked in the house and you just need like a little break from the kids, a little break from work, a little break from cooking, a little break from cleaning, or a little company while you do all of the above. You can get notifications when I go live and or when I do video uploads. But tonight we're here to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta, which was such a huge disappointment. And I promise you guys, I know I say it all the time, quick video, but I promise you tonight will be a quick video because I'm at that stage where I'm starting to black out, like I'm not having fun anymore. Last week I had such a good time. Shout out to everybody who was in my comments. Oh, y'all know I was on one last week, but I found last week's show to be quite entertaining. This week, I don't know. It was just not as great for me. We picked back up where Portia and Tanya's Bruins get together, and this was right after Tanya was explaining about how their jobs and their families and their husbands and stuff like that, their boyfriends are a part of their brand too, and like always taking digs at them. And then Nene jumped in. And then there was this like back and forth. And then there was this conversation between Portia and Kenya, where Kenya was once again being aggressive. Now, I know some people gonna say that Portia was aggressive, and I know y'all probably think I'm taking up for Portia, so on and so forth. But the one of the reasons why I get so frustrated is because it's just like over talking one another. And you may have a very valid point, but if you don't be quiet and let the other person speak and then say, now, it's my turn to speak, now let me speak, and they don't let you speak, it's just no resolve to that. But I will tell you this, I think Kenya know that Portia will go to get to it with her. And I think she understands, like she's willing to have a little bit more of a civil conversation with Portia, although she poo-poos her a lot than she will even with Nene, which I don't understand. And I'm starting to believe Nene now that Kenya has a vested interest in not being friends with Nene. By the same token, I feel like they the same person. Nene said a couple of things. She talked about the child, the lady's marriage, when she was drunk and belligerent. And Kenya was bitter and salty, drunk and belligerent, bitter and salty. That's what they are. They twins. One is drunk and belligerent, and the other one is bitter and salty. Like, they birds of the feather. Kenya walked off. Finally, she was just like, I'm not gonna talk to anybody else. Marlo wanted to talk to her. She wanted to wear the crown and get Kenya the crown. Like Marlo was really just kind of piggybacking off of off of Nene. Nene was going at Kenya, and like this was an opportunity for Marlo to dig in too. But she did have a point. Why did you show up? I feel like you owe me an apology since you want everybody to apologize to you how you showed up at my function. Well, Kenya was like, the thing that you said about my mother was much worse. Yeah, and it was also a few seasons ago. It was a few seasons ago, right? Like, It was it recent? Was it in this season? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it was on another trip or something somewhere. It was a harsh thing to say, but Kenya gets as good as she gives. Like, it's all just nonsense. It's all just nonsense. And the thing of it is that you can go so far with being angry with people or saying things or doing things. And trust me, I know it's not coming from a judgmental place. I'm not saying it from this high heel way up here and talking to all my subjects down there. That's not how I operate. I'm telling you from what I know. You can go too far, and time can pass if you're not mature enough to address it. Everybody take their ball and go home, and you will miss time with people and friendships and conversations with people, and by the time y'all do link back up, you don't even remember what y'all was arguing about, right? Or what was said, or why your feelings was hurt in the first place. Like, all people remember is you missed my birthday, you didn't come to my party, you didn't say hello. Like, people remember those actions. When you let time pass, when you stop people right there and say, hey, I don't like that, I don't like the way you're talking to me, or I don't like the way you're treating me, I don't like the way you make me feel, let's talk about it right here. And you say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that, I meant it, a different way. That has value. That has value. But Kenya and Nene both walk away. In the middle of this thing, the next morning, Kenya and let me see who else. Kenya, Cynthia, and Candy got together and they was talking, and on the other side it was Portia, Tanya, Nene, I think, and Marlo, and they was talking. And you know how they do the simultaneous conversations where they everybody gives their perspective of what happened. And those people on the outside looking in was like, oh, it got way, way serious, like it went way, way too far. They want Kenya to agree to talk with Nene, and they felt like Nene did come from a good place in the beginning, but Kenya kind of poo-pooed it. Kenya wasn't, y'all know she's not going to hold herself accountable for any of that. And if it had been the same conversation that they was having with Nene on the other side, it would have been the same way. She does not accept any responsibility or accountability for her behavior either, especially since she was drunk and belligerent. Oh, that thing got stuck down in my spirit. I promise you I can sing it the same way every time, okay? Bitter and salty, drunk and belligerent. Yeah, they two Greek twin sisters with one body and two heads. You know what I'm saying? It's the same individual. So they leave. Candy decides she gonna take her trip back, baby. She gonna plan things for herself. But I thought it was you and Kenya, but now it's yours. That's fine. Okay, so then she do like some team building exercises on the beach. Um, I don't really get into stuff like that because I'm at this place in my life where I don't be wanting to twist ankles or break nails or slip and fall or get bruises. I'm at a braless and buzzed point in my life where I just want to lay about. I want to shop buzzed and, see the city while I'm being chauffeured buzzed and lay on the beach buzzed, eat buzzed. Like, that's vacation to me. And all these activities and things where you sweating and stuff in between your breasts and the crack of your behind, I'm not into any of that. But y'all know Candy like these type of things. So they did this thing where they had to the listening team builder, where you got to give a person is blindfolded, you got to give that person, your partner, instructions on how to sit in a chair or step on a stone or something like that. Give them instructions, and then your partner has to listen. But it's not just about listening, it's also about how to give really clear instructions that a person would want to follow, right? Then they did this team building where they were going to work together. They were going to be latched arms back to back, holding a cup in each hand, and then walk down to the beach. One is leading the walk and the other one is pushing from the back or trying to keep up from the back. Like, I'm not doing any of that, because if you fall on me and twist my ankle or my wrist, you know what I'm saying? If I break a clavicle, you know what I'm saying? If I chip a tooth, like, the party is over for me. I don't do all these. I gently calmly remain braless and bust for the whole vacation. Like, why are we doing these activities? Is it spring break? Like, are we 25? What's happening right now? Like, I'm not, your girl's not with it. She's not. Garcon, 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 please bring me a nosh and a glass of vino. Thank you. Anyway, they did that, and I forget who won. It doesn't even matter. It's irrelevant. Then they went back for the Greek goddess function. This was the last event before they packed up and went home. And everybody dressed in sort of this Grecian. All the ladies look beautiful. All of the ladies look pretty. I do have to say that outfit that Kenya had on was kind of weird. Like, it looked like it wanted to be a leotard underneath, or like a jumpsuit, like a bodysuit, and then the white over it. I didn't understand it. I mean, I got where she may have been trying to come from. I just felt like it was too much. Like, I wanted to see, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so prior to this, Cynthia goes down to Candy's room, and Candy, who looked beautiful in that red dress, she goes down, which I think is, Candy is the richest one out of all of them, but she's the only one that's not wearing this huge, gigantic, gaudy ring. Like, everybody else just insists on wearing these huge, big rocks to say, I got money, my man got money, or we look like we both got money. So, which is weird because Candy actually has millions of dollars. But I digress. Anyway, she work out with Cynthia that they're going to do like a Greek tragedy. And one of them going to play, Cynthia's going to play Nene, and Candy's going to play Kenya, and they're going to sort of act out the conversation. Since they won't talk, they refuse to talk to one another. They were going to kind of act it out. Where Candy messed up, I thought it was a brilliant idea. I thought it was a really good idea. They had dinner first. Them cats, let me tell you something. That right there, animals and food, your girl don't play. Your girl don't play. Now, I will flick a gnat out of my wine and keep drinking, but cats eating my food, cats jumping up on tables, things like that, No. Y'all better get somebody to watch your bar. I don't know why y'all don't have it under hot plates. They don't do that in Greece. They don't put tops on stuff like bona fide tops, like all this foil and stuff. Like, what's foil supposed to stop? This my OCD. Like, this, I don't have OCD. I shouldn't even say that. I shouldn't even make fun of OCD. But I do have a type A personality. And that right there, oh no. We had to move that whole thing inside. I wouldn't be able to carry on like that. But anyway, they had a lovely dinner, and they all announced their names. Of course, Kenya had picked her name, Athena. She picked the part she liked the most about it, which was that it was supposed to be the god of wisdom. And that's my name, remember? Remember I told you I was gonna be Athena, because Kenya was gonna give it to somebody else. Not Kenya, Candy was gonna give it to somebody else. And Kenya said, no, I wanted that. Remember I told you that? And so she was like, oh, okay, I didn't remember that. I don't know nothing about that. But okay, you want to be Athena, go ahead and be Athena, right? And she said, yeah, you know she also the god of war. I was like, ow, ooh. Ooh, stings a bit. Stings a bit. Then Nene gave her name. She's supposed to be, I forget the name of it. It's supposed to be the goddess of health. Does that include caregiving? Because from what we saw, Nene, your caregiving skills are piss poor. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. So, I forget. Somebody was Artemis. I forget. Anyway, Kenya was saying she should be Medusa. I was like, y'all both should be Medusa, a two-headed Medusa. And one of y'all have snakes in your hair, snakes for hair, and the other one have eels. You know, both Slytherins in your hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all birds are the same feather. Y'all cut from the same cloth. Like, y'all both. Anyway, so this where Candy messed up. So they had a surprise for them. They were gonna do a Greek tragedy. Everybody was sitting there and waiting. Nene somehow knew it was coming. Like she felt it coming up to like a fever pitch. Like she knew something was coming, and so she was giving like shady looks, shady the whole time. They kept focused on her. They know she tick tick boom. You know what I'm saying? She Katie Kaboom. She'll lose it on you. So they was particularly focused on her visually through this whole part and through this whole dinner. Just she was just like, I was just like, And so then Candy goes to over explain and says, since you guys want to talk, we're gonna do a Greek tragedy, and y'all know I'm from the doing in the shy. She mentioned the shy again, and all of this stuff, and then she was just like, I'm gonna play Nene, and Nene had already jumped in when she said, we're gonna play you two. One of us is gonna play Nene, and one of us is gonna play Candy. Play Kenya. And Nene jumped in and said, "Well, just remember to tell all the truth or something if you gonna play me." And so she was like, Cynthia was actually like, "I'm gonna play you, Nene." And then Candy was like, "And I'm gonna play Kenya." And Kenya just had that same dumb smile, like, "Okay." Y'all know she get that little laugh. And Nene was like, she just wasn't here for it. She shut it down. So she just said, now she didn't shut it down like literally, but she was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And the person next to her might have been Marlo. Marlo was like, you going to go to the bathroom, come right back. She was like, no, y'all ain't got to hold it up for me. Y'all keep going. I would have just went to the bathroom. I would have just went to the bathroom and used the bathroom. I wouldn't have said nothing about not coming back. Once I went in that bathroom, I just went, I just want to get back out. Even Doc, I'd be like, y'all, please, 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 my stomach. Like, it's not even really necessary to do all that line and all that escapades. If you don't want to be a part of something, just say you don't want to be a part of it. The producers tried to stop her from leaving, and everybody tried to act like they were so confused. Well, Kenya had just walked off yesterday. Nene walked off the day before when they first, like, they're the queens of walking off, like storming out. And they tried to make it seem like Nene's the only one to do it, but Kenya has mastered the art of walking out before she gets thoroughly embarrassed. Nene, I just didn't even understand. Like, maybe you would have gotten something from it. Maybe you would have at least gotten a laugh out of it. But just like even the slightest effort. Now, let me just say that. Say this. Let me finish first. Even just the slightest effort of trying to mend or get over something, it's just like you don't put the time and energy into it. And I know people say she said she called her and Kenya didn't answer and all of this stuff. Like, grow up. How are you talking to your children about issue resolution? How are you talking to your your women's group, your animal print brunch? How you talking about communicating and effectively having relationships with women that are in your peer group or of your same ilk and things like that? Like, it's so immature and dumb. Anyway, the producers were trying to talk to her, and she was like, she loved to give somebody a threat. Back the F up. Don't talk to me. Don't F in this. And they just still trying to, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when a cat discovers the snake and, it's just like, oh. He was just trying to get in without getting his neck broke, without getting half his face bit off, trying to wrangle her. And she's she's a huge bee. It was so embarrassing. Basically, that just broke the whole thing up. Everybody was like, they over it, they over grease, they over all this arguing and fussing, they going to their room, packing, and getting ready to leave the next morning. And that's how the episode ended. Like, it was so lame. On the flip side, at the same time, I'm the worst when you try to force me to do something. It is better for you to let me calm down and get my mind right. When you continue to try to force me into situations, whether it's dropping hints or trying to physically put me in this place where I'm uncomfortable, I don't want to be there, I'm bothered, then it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad for everyone. Like, I'm going to say and I'm going to do things that it's just not going to be conducive. And I think with that, Candy and Cynthia should have just cut it. They should have just cut it. If you guys want to brawl to the end of time, then do it. Do it. But you won't ruin my vacation. You won't ruin my good time. I would start asking them to leave. The minute they start busting out and acting foolish, I'll be like, yo, you gotta go. You gotta leave. You can't stay here acting crazy like that. And people will learn how to govern themselves. I'm telling you. When they realize you will not sit there and just watch them carry on and cut the food, you'll get up and go on about your business, or you'll ask them to leave, then they'll think twice about it. They will. And the way both of them acted this whole trip, I don't know. It Nene tried to give the sense of effort, but remember what she said at the airport from the gate. Well, that's funny. She should have thought about all that before she brought the cookie lady. Since when you care about what go on with Tanya? When? When? No, you just wanted a reason get in her behind because she been snubbing you the old-fashioned way. The same stuff you done to all of these girls before. That's it, y'all. That's all for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Have you guys had relationships where things have just gone too far, too fast, or for too long, where it's just things have just the reason why you were upset, the reason why you arguing had no value to it whatsoever by that time because nobody remembered and no one cared or those same feelings or same effort wasn't there. Even when you try to explain some people like this is what you did and da that person may not even remember. Like it doesn't even have the same effect on them. So oftentimes they just like, girl, I'm sorry and move on from it. They don't gain anything from it. Is it better, do you think, to say right then and there what is upsetting you or what bothers you and get it done? What y'all think? Tell me, put it down below. And until next time, honeybees, I holla.